Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of the Late Night Vision Show. Thank y'all for joining this week. This is episode 166. That's 166 episodes that we've done, and it is a special one because we are just coming off of the July 4th weekend. Hope everybody had a great weekend out there. I know my buddy Jason Robertson, the owner of Outdoor Legacy Gear, I know he had a great weekend. And he probably, well, I know for sure, smoking a brisket as we speak out there
That's
at the
right.
Robertson farm. Yeah.
That's exactly right. Smoking a brisket, and the kids have had a big weekend and in the swimming pool at grandparents and playing around, and so it's been a good weekend off and celebrating our country.
Yeah. So this is one of the rare times that the Outdoor Legacy phone line is not online. I guess you take a couple day break for the July 4th holiday. So you've had time and I've had time. I've spent a lot of time in the pool this weekend. I know you and I last weekend we were at Crystal Beach. So we took actually Jason was nice enough to take all of us, me and his wife and my wife, down to Crystal Beach for a long weekend, and we had a good time. We ended up buying fireworks to shoot off, and never shot off a single firework after buying.
We did, but my kids are happy because we brought them home, so they're getting
to shoot them off now. So yeah, we went to the
right.
beach and we had a good time. I mean, Crystal Beach down there in the Gulf of Mexico is a really nice beach, not as commercialized as some of the others in Texas, and seems really, I mean, as far as privacy, there's a lot of I guess as much privacy as you wanted to the further down the beach that you went. But Jason definitely exposed us to what was going on down there, because it is, I mean, you can drive anything on the beach, side by sides, your jacked up truck, your golf carts. There's a little bit of everything driving around on the beach. And at night, it reminds me of like we used to do these, those four-wheeler rallies and stuff where there's a RV or four-wheeler park, and you take it, and it's just a big party, and everybody's driving around whatever they got, and kind of reminded me of that, but on a beach at night. Now after everybody's put the kids down, but it's a really cool spot. I really like Crystal Beach a lot, and hope to get to go back.
I think he's angling for an invite back. That's what I'm hearing, folks. But we'll see.
I am.
Yeah.
It was fun. We had a good time, but
it
was good to be back, and we're celebrating July 4th weekend. Now, thank y'all for joining us. Last week, episode 165 was the review of the Envision Halo X35. Right now, I've been testing the Halo X50. I've got a review video coming out this week that I'm putting together. I've got a ton of video. I've shared a lot of it on Instagram right now. If you haven't seen it, and if you're on Instagram, go check us out. You can find me at Hans ETX on Instagram. You can find Jason at Outdoor Legacy on Instagram. But we've been posting some video of the Envision stuff, and man, I tell you, more than any video I think that I put up, the Envision stuff gets shared more than any of it. I mean, I don't know if it's the last video that I shared was the different color modes, with the edge detect and the black edge detect, the white edge detect, and the white hot and black hot. People just love it. It's
I want to say, one thing. Be careful when we say color modes.
It's not.
It's not color.
Yeah,
there
exactly.
are different palettes, but they're not in color.
When I thought about that, I said, you really can't say color palette because it's not color.
Just a palette.
Yeah, it's not really a color mode. I don't know in the instructions on the Envision stuff. I don't know exactly what they call it, but it's not. I mean, basically, you have black hot, you have white hot, you have black edge detect, and if you don't know what that means, you need to check out the video this week that I put out, and white edge detect. So it's not like some of the other stuff where there's fuchsia and sepia
red
and all these different. It's nothing like that. But it is unique to Envision and another brand that uses these special thermal cores and thermal sensors. But check out that video. There's been a lot of interest in the Envision stuff, and I know last week, Jason, you and I mentioned the availability on this stuff is tough right now, and it's been that way for a while. We really thought about, should we put out these reviews now, or should we wait till it's more available? And that's the struggle with trying to decide on doing those reviews. We want to get that out there, but we know it's not going to be anytime soon before you can even buy any of this stuff. So that's the struggle sometimes for us when it comes
Yeah,
to doing reviews.
yeah, it's tough to go out, spend all the time, do the review, put it out there, get people amped up about it, and they go, "Awesome, want to buy it." Well,
I
guess
know.
what? It's going to be 6 months. I
Exactly.
mean, that's
Exactly.
that's really really difficult. But
S-
but anyway, we've got we got more reviews coming. I'll be honest. I was just sitting here kind of looking around the office the other day, and I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, we've got a lot of stuff that
Yeah.
needs to be done that we've just
Hmm.
got, scopes sitting around, and there's some new stuff coming. And there's going to be a lot of reviews this fall and I guess, late summer and fall. So I'm excited about it. And a lot more stuff coming. So if you're looking for the reviews, just keep watching. We'll be trickling them out.
Jason's right. We will be putting them out there. Hopefully you see us as the first place to go to for all the information on the new stuff. And like we do, we want to get these reviews out to you. At the same time, you see a review and you know that's not going to be available in 6 months. That's kind of a tough situation. But anyway, we got a fun show for y'all this week. Jason, when we do these types of shows, me being the executive producer, Jason,
Gosh, here we go.
Jason, when we call these shows, we call them off topic. So an off topic show is a show that is not a scope review, is not something specific towards, hog or predator hunting. We just call it an off topic show. And I really have creative, artistic free reign when it comes to these type of shows. Because
This is terrible.
Jason's like, okay, we're going to do an off-topic show. Just come up with something and basically come up with something and I'll okay it. Is his? He didn't say that,
exactly.
But
I
at the end
want
of the day,
okay.
he has final approval of the shows and the topics. Sometimes, like these types of shows, I can sneak it through, and it's usually when he's getting ready for vacation or on vacation or some type where he's
Super
around,
busy,
super busy.
yeah.
If I can sneak these through. So the show that we have for you today is it's called Would You Rather, but it's geared towards hunting, hog hunting, coyote hunting, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to ask Jason these questions, and he hates it, y'all. When I come up with questions to ask, he hates it. He's like, "You're not going to answer it too, or I'm not going to have any to ask you." I'm asking Jason all these questions. There's 8 questions. I'm going to answer 2.
And these questions were literally just like when we hit record, he sent them to me. So I haven't even really barely read them. I have no prepared answers. I don't even understand some of the questions. This is not.
And he hates it. But I will say this.
Hate it, but
it's not your favorite. Jason's in his zone when he's doing a scope review, but these off-topic shows are not his cup of tea sometimes. But I'll say this before we get into it, let's pay some bills. If you are looking for anything night vision or thermal related optic for your favorite hog hunts or coyote hunts, please give Jason a call at 877-350-1818. The easiest way to order, though, is to check online first, outdoorlegacygear.com, see if it's in stock. You can purchase it online if you know exactly what you want. If you have questions about it, if you're on the fence as far as what to get, or just really need help deciding on where to start, again, you can call Jason or myself, 877-350-1818, and we'd love to take care of you and earn your business. So we thank you all a bunch. So getting into the show, Would You Rather hunting edition. So some of these are goofy. Some of these legitimately are good, but I'm really interested to hear your answer on some of these, because you're probably not going to like any option.
There
So
you go.
the first one, and these are really popular. You're seeing these a lot. Would you rather, Jason, go on a helicopter hog hunt or a buggy hog hunt? So when I say buggy, you've seen videos of people driving in the fields at night going 50 miles an hour shooting hogs, just chasing them in fields. So those are, when you're in that situation, you're on a flat piece of land. So just imagine, Jason, you've got 200 acres, nothing but flat, not even a rock, in the ground to make you bounce around. But you're out chasing hogs in a buggy. So would you rather helicopter hog hunt or buggy hog hunt?
So I'll
You
say
probably,
this.
you can't say neither either because I know you.
Yeah, I was
would
gonna
say,
say you're not gonna let me choose neither.
Yeah.
I am not overly adventurous in like extreme sports and dangerous type things. So I would love to helicopter hunt. I mean, the idea of that sounds awesome, but I also know guys who've done it, and they're like, yeah, you just get strapped in and you're just hanging out the side shooting. And I'm like, yeah, that's not. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't. I think I would probably need to change my underwear. So that's probably not. I would. The idea sounds good, but I think I might panic when I got up there. Now I'll tell you, this buggy deal seems way more dangerous than going up with somebody who is actually a licensed helicopter pilot versus Bubba, who just got in his Polaris Ranger or his Kawasaki Mule, and he's driving that thing 80 across there.
Yeah.
And that seems really dangerous. And my concern is with hunting like that is barbed wire fences and a hole. And I know you said it's perfectly flat and it's whatever, but if there's hogs there, then that means there could be a hog route. There could be a hole that its thing's dug in. The idea of running across that thing that fast and hitting some hog root hole, man, that just scares me. So I think that if you're saying, well, I've got to be driving 80 on that thing, 40, 50 flying around that pasture, that scares me probably more than the helicopter. So, and I like the idea of the helicopter a lot more. So I'm going to go with helicopter, and I would just see if I could build up the courage to do it. But I think I'm going to go with helicopter. And one last thing I'll say on that. I've talked to some guys that have done it, and they say, you think that you're a good shot on the ground, but when you get in that helicopter and you're moving, the hogs are moving, and you don't even know when that guy's fixing to turn, or it's like they said, it is a lot harder than it looks.
I bet. I mean, you're shooting free-handed from everything I've seen,
right?
And the helicopter's moving. Obviously the pig's running as fast as it can. You're bumping around. That thing can't be that smooth. I can only imagine. But so for me, helicopter hog hunt or buggy hog hunt, it is the lesser of two evils. I don't know. I am a nervous flyer, and I've flown in airplanes a lot in my lifetime, and it never gets easier for me. Any bit of turbulence I hit, I'm like white knuckled. Anybody that sits beside me, I hate flying.
That's
the idea of being strapped in a helicopter, and you've seen those things turn sideways, they're whipping it around. I would throw up all over the inside of that helicopter. There's no doubt. And it would be fun to get to shoot at some hogs, but the maneuvers that they do to get that done I would not be cool with. So I would probably, and I do not like the idea of the buggy hog hunts either. But I would say I would probably rather buggy hog hunt than helicopter hog hunt, and that to a lot of people is going to sound stupid, but I could not get in a helicopter and do that. I just have zero desire to do it.
Well, me too, but I had to choose one.
Yeah, well, you chose helicopter. I chose buggy.
I did. Yeah, I'm choosing the helicopter because I'd say this. There's a less likely chance of that guy that's been, drinking Bud Light all day. So I don't. You go around here, you find some guy that's going to drive you 40 or 50 in a buggy, and it's probably not good.
Yeah, if I was in a buggy hog hunt, I'd have some serious rules going down for the driver. Like,
big rules.
You ain't firing a rifle, because I've seen some videos
have
where
a rifle.
Yeah, I've seen videos where the guy driving the buggy is shooting with a rifle with the AR one-handed. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. This is not really happening right now.
No.
All right, on to the next question. So, this one, gosh, this would be so awesome. Either one of these. Would you rather get on a sounder of hogs with a machine gun or a block of Tannerite? So when I say get on a group of hogs, that means you've got a bait hole with a block of Tannerite on it and corn. You've seen videos. And all the hogs come in and they shoot the block of Tannerite and basically blow them up. Would you rather do that or get on them with a machine gun, automatic rifle, and just hammer and go to town? Which one would you rather do? I've got a lot of thoughts on it.
Yeah, I haven't thought this out long, so I do admit that the Tannerite videos look pretty cool.
They do.
They're probably you know, probably get you in trouble with the animal rights crowd a little quicker, but I don't know.
We are way in trouble with we're not getting back on their good graces. So I
You
guess,
don't think there's anything we can do?
no.
So I would say I'm probably going to go with the machine gun, and my reasoning is I like to shoot.
Yeah.
I've honestly never shot a fully automatic machine gun. This is not something I've done. So I think that would be kind of fun to do, and gosh, just being able to mow down, you know, a bunch of hogs at one time, I think it'd be kind of fun. So I'm going to go with the machine gun.
Machine gun. Okay. Both of these in my book are awesome. So, you know, so compared to the first question, both of those two options were awful. Both of these two options in question 2 are awesome. The idea of just mowing down hogs with a machine gun is great. However, I'm so cheap that I couldn't enjoy it. Like seeing that much brass hit the ground,
right.
and you know, 75% of the shots not hitting any pigs. I couldn't enjoy it enough. Now, a block of Tannerite, you can go down the sporting goods store and get a 5-pound block for like, I don't know, cheap, $10, $15. I don't know, whatever.
Cheap.
Way cheap, and you get to blow something up. So I'm gonna go with Tannerite. I just think I've seen it. All my buddies are like, man, we got to do this, and we never do. But I think that'd be awesome. I'd be really cool with that. But I would love. I'm in the same boat. Never shot a fully automatic machine gun or rifle or anything like that. I think that'd be cool. But yeah, I'd see that brass hit the ground and be like, oh, okay,
Well,
I'm done.
I thought the assumption was I wasn't paying for it. So
Well, you know,
if I had to shell out the hundreds of dollars, then that's
exactly.
Probably,
Well,
I can afford a little jar of Tannerite. So
either way, at the end of the day, somehow you're always paying for it. So
that's exactly right.
So question number 3, and I like your answer on that. I agree with you too. Answer to question number 3. This is a tough one for you because I know, well, it may not be, but I kind of know your thoughts on it. Would you rather, for I guess a hog hunting or coyote hunting accessory, probably more hog hunting, but would you rather have a thermal drone or one of those really nice vehicle mounted thermals with the screen on the inside and it's got the joystick, you know, you can point the camera and swivel and all that kind of stuff. So would you rather have a thermal drone to hunt with or a vehicle mounted thermal?
All right, this is an easy one for me. So
I know.
I want drone. We've joked about this before. I want a thermal drone. I have thought about it. My buddy Myron over at Night Vision Outfitters, he sells them, and he's always trying to get me into them, get me to sell them. We might one day, but man, you got to get one. And I do. I want one because it looks so cool. I just like the idea of drones in general. But I can just tell you, I've got like the little, I don't know, $50 toy drone or something that my wife got my son and I for Christmas. We've had a couple of them. Man, I can find a pine tree to stick it in, a pond to crash it in. I am the worst.
Yeah.
And so I don't like the idea of flying up $10,000 in the air and finding a pine tree with it. So I don't like that part, but okay, so the truthful usefulness for us, though, I think the drone would be awesome because we do have so many trees. You could send that thing up. You could run it over to another field, another pasture, see if there's hogs over there, come back. I think it would be fun. I don't think that for truthfully the way our East Texas hunting is, that it would really be, worth it. Okay, I think it would be cool. And then I think what we do is we'd go out and we'd find out there's no hogs in about 15 minutes. We'd go to the house and we didn't even have any fun that night riding around looking. So I think that in that way, maybe not. The thermal, vehicle mounted thermal, that deal for us down here, to me, just has very, very little use because we're so wooded, we're so brushy that even, driving along a county road where you've got access to hunt and say, you may have a mile of frontage on a big place or something, even if it's beautiful pasture, so many times the bar ditches are grown up. They're, a lot of people don't take care of their fence rows. And so they'll grow up with bushes and trees and stuff. And so you can't see in there well.
Right.
And, there may be places, I can see here, but I just think you'd be riding around looking at the bar ditch all night. And I don't see that it would be that useful. I mean, it looks cool, but for down here where we're at, I don't think so.
So I go back and forth on these because I think both of them are really cool. The thermal drones are really cool. I'm the same way though. It's like the time that it takes to get it set up and send it up, and it's expensive. I also really like the vehicle mounted thermals. I think those are really cool too. And I've hunted with people that have had them before. It's our situation where we hunt. Both of these are not, where we hunt, y'all, it's like a big rainforest, pretty much a big forest. And, basically just walking down trails with a, monocular in your hand or a helmet mounted thermal or something like that is really the most effective way. But if I had to choose, oh man, it'd be tough. I'd probably have to go with the thermal drone. Even though, the same thing, I know I'd find the first tree. It'd be the story that you tell of the little bitty drone that you bought your kids for Christmas or something like that. That
exactly.
the first day that you got it, it was basically done.
We actually did that. We Christmas morning a few years ago, and my little boys, fly it, Daddy, fly it, Daddy. We're like still in our pajamas. I went out there, turned that thing on, ran it straight up, wind caught it, and it like a magnet went over there 200 yards straight to our pond and crashed. Never saw it again. It was the greatest 30 seconds.
30 seconds. I would get that thermal drone stuck in a tree quicker, and then I'd have to go climb that tree to go get it because I'm just not going to leave.
Right.
It'd be up 40 feet in the air. All right. So next question. Talking about thermal or talking about helmet setups, would you rather have a night vision helmet setup or a thermal helmet setup, or both, one of each?
Well, if y'all have listened to this show much and y'all have watched Hans and I hunt, y'all know we don't use helmets. And I'm not a huge personal fan. I understand why some people do, and I think it's a personal preference. I think for me, so I'm just laying this out front. I'm not a helmet guy. I've got one right over here that I've been testing, been playing with some night vision and some thermal for helmet mounting. Those things are heavy, they're hot in the summer, and they're cold in the winter, and it's just some more bulk that personally I just don't want. But I mean, some people do. I mean, they're a useful tool for some people. But so having said that, been testing these. I don't know if I was gonna do it. I think I would want both because, I mean, the night vision is fine for navigating. I guess I just can't get used to it. The trying to walk with it, looking through it, it just feels really weird and it kind of messes my head up a little bit. You sure can't do that with thermal. You're looking at a video screen. And so I think for usefulness, they both, I can see where the thermal and the night vision, I think I would have to say, if I was going to do it, I'd have one of each. I'd have the thermal for spotting and looking around, and I'd have the night vision for, navigating, looking for fences and that sort of thing out there that I don't run into.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, we just, the way we hunt is using our eyes and grab a thermal monocular and look around and keep walking. So, but I think if I was going to do it, if I was really going to do the setup, and I didn't care about the weight and all that, I'd go with one of each. Yeah.
So I think that I agree with you on the helmet. I've got buddies that they bought a helmet set up, and I've gone to hunt with them. And I'm like, hey, where's your helmet? Why aren't you wearing your helmet? And they're like, oh, it's at the house. I'll wear it next time. And they start off, they get a setup, they start wearing it, and then after a while they just never bring it back out because it kind of seems like it gets in your way. But I'd say. I would say I would do one thermal, and then the other. I would just have one. I'd just do one thermal, and the other one would just be open, so I could see. I I like
So
having
just thermal.
I like having one thermal, but I like having one eye just to see regular.
Yeah.
It kind of throw me off my
Well,
equilibrium.
I wouldn't
or
be
something.
using them at the same time. I'd have one
Yeah.
flipped up or one
Yeah.
down. Yeah, I couldn't look through both.
Right.
My brain would not allow that.
No,
I can
no.
tell you, I'd
All
be
right.
on my face.
So let's get to the next question. A very important one: the pre-hunt meals. We got to figure out what we're going to eat to fill our bellies. Jason, are you going to hit the drive-through at the Whataburger or Dairy Queen for your? Now, for all y'all people that aren't in Texas, Whataburger's kind of famous down here. I don't want to influence your answer, but very, very popular in the hog hunting community, especially in East Texas, because you got to kill pigs and then get a picture of yourself in the parking lot of Whataburger with your dead pigs. It's kind of a social media thing now.
Seems to be a social media thing. That's right.
So you going to hit the Whataburger or the DQ?
Well, I will say this. Well, I got to be careful here. As a Texan, I might get, voted out if I said something bad about Whataburger. I think you have to say Whataburger just to keep your Texas card, just your, keep your citizenship. But I would prefer Dairy Queen. But my problem is if I go to Dairy Queen, then I'm going to want to get one of those chocolate dipped cones. And that's
You're
not
like my child, man.
good before
like my
you
child.
go on a hog hunt.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody goes to Whataburger for ice cream. I mean, but Dairy Queen, a Blizzard, man,
Oh,
one
yeah,
of those dip
Blizzard's good.
cones, and that's just what I would end up doing. Is I'd eat me a belt buster hamburger, and I'd bust my belt. Then I'd get ice cream. Then I'd just sit in the truck, and that's when you need the drone or the the thermal mounted on there, so you could just sit there.
Sure.
But I would probably choose Whataburger because I do like their French fries. And I could eat something probably a little smaller that I wouldn't regret in an hour when I was out there sweating it off walking across the field.
You threw me off because I thought you were going to choose Dairy Queen. Then you switched it up at the last second.
Well,
to
I mean,
Whataburger.
Dairy Queen would be my choice, but
Okay.
not for.
Okay, not
just
the pre-hunt.
The smart move is to go with Whataburger, but I would prefer probably go to Dairy Queen.
Well, I'll tell you this: either one of these two options is going to make me have to make a private trip out into the woods in the middle of a hunt. So I'm either way there. I'm just kind of, there's no way around it. But I'm gonna have to, you do the private dance out in the woods. But so we don't have a Whataburger in our little town. We do have a Dairy Queen, but man, I got to go with Whataburger. Their hamburgers to me are the best. You're right about the ice cream. The DQ, the Blizzards are awesome. The dip cones are awesome. I just pictured you in the truck if I went hunting and went to Dairy Queen, and you getting a dip cone, me looking over at you, and you got chocolate all smeared all over your face, like my little daughter does when she gets hers. So that's just the picture I had in my brain.
It's probably true. I've got some thoughts on Whataburger, generally speaking.
Yeah,
that
you
I
eat
won't bring
Whataburger
up
a
on
lot
here.
though. You
Not a lot, but I do some. But I don't want to get run off this show, and we can talk about it like some other random show. It's a big deal in Texas, but I think it's the most overrated place. I mean, I eat there, and it's okay. It's fine. It's better than McDonald's. Okay, I mean, it's not like that, but man, these people. I literally talked to a guy, and this is just so y'all know, if you're not from Texas, how big of a deal Whataburger is.
Yeah.
I talked to a guy who told me that he eats there 3 meals a day, 5 days a week. He said morning, he goes, gets him a burrito or whatever it is. He goes at lunch. On his way home, he goes, takes supper home, and he does it 5 days a week, every week. And I was like, there is not a restaurant in the world that I would. I mean, oh yeah. It was crazy. He was dead serious too. So anyway, all right, what's next?
Well, all right. So, Jason, we got you potentially going across the globe on this next question, on the other side of the world. Would you rather go on an exotic, all expenses paid trip hunting wild bush pigs in Africa, and it's all expenses paid? You don't have to pay for nothing. Everything included in. You get to shoot one of those cool warthogs or whatever, with the big tusk. Or would you rather shoot at the same old boar off your back porch that you've shot at twice this month already?
I think you're indicating that I'm a bad shot.
Yeah.
So I would absolutely, this is an easy one for me. I would absolutely, without a doubt, take the shooting at that same old boar off my back porch.
Yeah.
I have zero desire to go somewhere as far as Africa. I mean, let me say this. If I could close my eyes and wake up in 5 minutes and be there, okay. But the flight around the world and the multiple flights and all that is not right. So right now, y'all have heard us talk about Michaela, who is the Outdoor Legacy office manager. Her brother is actually interning at a 50,000 acre safari ranch, whatever, preserve, I don't know what they call them over there, for 2 months. He's there right now, and he's posting all this cool stuff on Facebook. He's in college and wildlife, going to be a wildlife biologist. So he's got this really cool offer over there. He's shooting these same hogs you're talking about, big old tusk, and he's shooting all kinds of stuff, and he's learning a bunch. And it's beautiful. It looks cool, but I can just tell you, I'm a homebody. I don't like to go far, and there's no way I would want to take that trip that far, and it would just not be worth it to me. It would be lost on me. So I'm going to say definitely I'm just going to stay here and shoot that hog off the back porch.
Just shooting off the back porch. I threw that question in because I knew the answer. I just wanted everybody else to hear it. So me, I love the idea of going. I've gotten invited, not on all expense paid, but I got invited to go to an Africa, one of these bush, I don't even know if I'm calling them bush pig or whatever you call them, wart hog, whatever. And I love the idea of doing it. I think it'd be really cool. I'm like you though, the travel I'm out on it. If I could wake up and I'm there and shoot a pig and then wake up and I'm home, I'm all about that. But I just can't do it. There's no way. I have no desire to go like what Michaela's brother's doing. No. I'm not. I'll find me a 50-acre ranch in Louisiana and go help him and work that one instead of going to a 50,000-acre ranch in Africa. But I guess I'm more of a homebody in that regard. I'll just shoot them pigs off my porch and be done with it. And then just look at all the cool videos and pictures of people in Africa shooting all these exotic animals. So. All right, we got a couple more, and I think this would be pretty quick. The next question, I'm trying to decide what I want to do. So, would you rather make an amazing 200-yard running shot on a hog, or call a sounder of hogs into you about 20 yards away? So, make an amazing on-the-run shot at 200 yards, or call a group of pigs into you to 20 yards.
This is easy for me. All right.
Oh man.
So don't get me wrong, there is skill in running shooting, a lot of skill, and there's skill in long range shooting, but I have personally not impressed when somebody's telling me about shooting 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. I mean, that's fine. I mean, don't get me wrong, I can't do it, but it doesn't, I don't know, it's just my thing though.
Right.
It's like bow hunting. And back when I was younger and before I had kids, I got all into bow hunting. And it was the idea of getting on top of those deer, getting 20 yards away. Yeah. Whereas if I had a rifle, I could have shot him at 200. He was dead. There was a done deal. Everybody knows it. It's a chump shot for any deer hunter. 50 yards, but with a bow, there wasn't an option. So I like that. That transferred for me into hog hunting. The idea of getting as close as I can, hear them in the grass, hear them grunting, rooting. Oh man, I love that. And to me, that's something that I mean, well, there's some skill involved. Maybe not as much skill as it requires shooting 200 yards on the run. Because don't get me wrong, I like to watch. And Hans has made some of these shots where hog's running and he shoots and he just rolls them up and it does the triple somersault flip. I do like that. I do like to watch one of those. But man, for me personally, I just love getting
Right.
up on top of these hogs. That is a rush and a thrill to know that you are that close to them and
Mm-hmm.
they don't even know you're there.
Yeah.
And I'll say this too. I mean, we both had some slightly scary situations. It's also slightly
Mm-hmm.
dangerous. You know, you got to
Mm-hmm.
be a little careful. You start shooting and they don't know where you're at, and you know they may run your direction. So that's my
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah, I agree too. So those running shots at 200 yards are awesome, but the video never looks as great as the video that you get when you got hogs right in your face. You know, because
Yep.
it's so far away. But a lot of those long shots are a just a combination of a lot of luck and some experience. You know, so it's
Hmm.
never you can't. It's hard to just replicate that over and over again. But
Right.
what I'll say, calling pigs when you man, it'll give you goosebumps. It'll make the hair on the back of your neck stand up. When you hear those pigs grunting and coming towards you
Hmm.
for 10 seconds, whatever, and you're looking around, you can't see them yet, you can't see them, and then at the last second, a group of them pop out of the woods, 20 or 30 yards from you. It it is it's the
It is.
greatest thing. It's also one of the most nerve-wracking thing when you can hear them and you can't see them yet, but you know they're close. And it just sounds like the closer they get, those grunts, it's like a drum beat, man. It's like over and over, and it gets closer and it gets louder. It's a great thing. It's such a rush. Like I said, it's nerve wracking, and you're a little bit nervous, but it's the fun. And that's the same with coyote hunting. I'd rather call a coyote into 20 yards rather
Me
than
too.
shoot one in, half a mile away. And the same's with pigs. Calling them in, it just nothing beats it. It's a lot of skill to do that. It takes a lot of practice, but that's definitely fun. All right, the last question, and we're gonna let you off the hook after this. But
Okay.
when it comes to tournaments, and I've done both of these kind of tournaments, so I've got a lot to say. But would you rather do a 24-hour hog hunting tournament or a 24-hour coyote hunting tournament? Now, there's a lot of things to consider here, but I'm going to let you answer without influencing in your answer.
So, if anybody's listened to the show, y'all know that Hans does these tournaments a couple times a year, and he always tries to get me to come up, and I always say no.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
sponsor it. I'll give away a scope. I'll
yeah.
send a banner. I'll do something, but I am not staying up for 24 hours. I'm too old for it, and it takes me too long to get over. So, my first choice is C. None of the above.
None of
I
the
don't
above.
want to
Yeah,
be hunting for
yeah.
24 hours. But I don't know. I mean, I love hog hunting. I really do like, calling in coyotes. I do think there's a lot of skill to that. More skill than
Hmm.
just going out and doing what we do, walking up on hogs and seeing them and going and shooting them. So I do like that part of the coyote hunting. I think it's nerve wracking
Hmm.
when, I mean, even once you see them and you're calling them and they're way out there and it's just like,
Right,
are they going to come? Are they going to
right.
come? Are they going to come close enough? What are they going to do? So I don't know. I think this is kind of tough, but I guess if I had to do it, I don't even know if I want to choose. I would probably go with the coyote hunting because I
Hmm.
also feel like I got a better chance at 3 or 4 or 5 in the morning of calling in some coyotes than I do finding or calling in hogs. It just
Yeah,
seems like there comes some point the hogs kind of lay up, you can't
yeah.
find them, and so I guess I'm going to go with coyotes. Seems like my best chance.
That's a good choice. So a 24-hour hog hunt starts at noon typically on a Saturday, ends at noon on Sunday. And so here's the strategy I think behind it. The hog hunting, the 24 hours of hog hunting to me is an easier hunt because you're just driving around, you're on a mule, you're riding county roads or whatever. You're going to different spots, and it's just basically just a lot of riding around and looking through your binocular. It's
I want
not.
to change my answer.
Yeah, it's more your speed. So I figured you'd be more
Okay,
of that.
I officially changed my
Yeah,
answer then.
it's a lot easier hunting until you shoot hogs. Because
Oh,
if you
I
shoot
know.
hogs, then you got to drag them all off.
I hate that part.
Yeah. If you shoot 20 hogs in one night and you're having to drag, the majority
Yeah,
of them off, that's not fun.
that's right. No.
Um, but the coyote hunting is I would say is more difficult hunting because you're you're riding to a spot, you're unloading your stuff, you're setting up, you're putting up your collar, you're calling there for 20, 30 minutes, you're leaving, and then you're going to the next spot. So it is a lot of getting in and out of, whatever you're riding in, unpacking your stuff, packing it back up. And at 3 or 4 in the morning, it hits you and you're like, oh, I just want to sit and ride for a little bit, So I would say that the hog hunting is an easier hunt until you have to start loading up hogs. But I enjoy the little bit slower pace of the coyote hunting, I guess, and getting to stop and stand up for a little bit and stretch your legs, call for a little bit. I enjoy the coyote hunting better. It's more fun to me than the hog hunt, the 24-hour hog hunt. But I also don't like dragging a bunch of hogs either.
No, I know. I don't like either one of those options. I told you I want to be in bed after about one or two.
Jason wants to call in the morning just to see how we did. That's
exactly. After, when I was in high school and going out on Friday, Saturday nights, whatever, my dad used to always say nothing good happens after midnight.
That's right.
So I had like 11:30 curfew or something, whatever it was, and in retrospect, by the way, he was right.
Yeah,
nothing good ever happens after midnight.
Exactly
but
right.
My thing with hog or coyote hunting, night hunting is, nothing's good is going to really happen after about 1:30 that I need to be a part of. If the hogs and coyotes are going to come out then they can live another day for me.
Well, I appreciate you sitting through all these questions, Jason. I think the listeners and the viewers got a little bit more of an introspective look of you, where they know exactly they know that you don't want to travel, you don't want to go anywhere, you don't want to stay up for 24 hours. Yeah, your homebody. You like ice cream a lot, but
try not to eat it, but I like it.
Yeah. So no,
that's
I think
true. I think they learned that I don't live on the dangerous edge. I'm a homebody, and I like ice cream more than I should.
Exactly.
Well, folks, we hope you enjoyed this show. It was something fun, like Hans said. We can't come in here dead serious doing scope reviews every single week and serious topics. We got to have some fun sometimes. And so, he was joking around about me hating these shows, but I really do. I enjoy them. I do sometimes dislike because he likes to sneak things in on me or ask questions that try to embarrass me, and that's kind of his goal in some of these. But this time he was pretty nice. So now we do appreciate you coming and watching the show, like we know a lot of y'all do every week, and that means a lot to us. If you want to support this show, all we ask that you do is, when you get ready to purchase your next or maybe your first thermal or night vision optic, give Outdoor Legacy the chance at your business. Like Hans said, you can go to outdoorlegacygear.com and you can see everything there. You may get on there and you may say, hey, wait a minute, there's this new scope that's coming out and it's not there yet. Or, hey, this scope I want is out of stock. Call us. It doesn't mean just because it's not on the website that we don't have it or we're not going to sell it, or maybe if it's out of stock, we may be getting a shipment in tomorrow. So a lot of times guys will call and go, well, I know I can't get one. I'm like, man, we got 10 of them that'll be here today. It's your good timing. Glad you called. So give us a holler, and we would love to answer any questions for you, help you in any way. And that's the best way to support this show, is to support Hans and I through Outdoor Legacy. And also, since you've already found us, like the shows on YouTube, subscribe so you don't ever miss a show. And subscribing just literally means clicking the little icon. What's it look like? A little bell or something, Hans?
Yeah.
I think.
Gosh, you put me on the spot. I think it is a bell. They've changed it before, but I think it is a little bell.
They've changed it. I think it's a little bell. Just click that. Doesn't cost a nickel. That way, our stuff will pop up in your YouTube feed, and you'll see it more often and won't miss a show. If you're looking for Hans, you can find him on YouTube at HANSETX. That's Hans East Texas. You can find his channel there. Like he said, he's fixing to be coming out with the Envision Halo X50 review. He has got a bunch of hunting and shooting that you're going to see on that review, so that's going to be coming soon. Be sure to check that out. And also, you can always find him on Instagram, the same thing, Hans ETX, and you'll find him there.
All right. Well, this has been episode 166. Please join us next week. Next Thursday, the normal time, we'll have another show for you. I hope y'all had a great July 4th. Thank you for joining us this week, and we look forward to it again. So with that being said, y'all stay safe in the fields and keep making them bacon pancakes.